What is up, guys? This is SoaR bringing you the 5 through 1 top 10 video. Unfortunately, KSI Milkman could not be here to record number 2 and number 4, so it's just going to be me through this whole video. But first up, we have Temple of Vulcan by Something Logic 14, and who else? KSI Milkman. Now this is a really cool double wide with lots of aesthetics, with sort of a volcano, like an ancient volcano temple theme, and they pull it off really well. Like you just jumped over the volcano there, I think, with all the lava and stuff, and they have all this, lava, and they have fire FX and all this other cool stuff. Although I feel they use the man cannon, they kind of overuse the man cannon sometimes, but overall it's a great map and it's really fun to drive on. All the caves filled with lava, and they use the moss sort of like hanging over the entrance of the caves really well. Just a really great job these guys did on this map. This is probably one of my favorite double wides in the game so far, and I love this little temple room they have right here. But on to the next map. And at number 4, we have Durkslag by SoaR Stylez. This is a really cool, really fast-paced, I guess 1.5 wide, as I said in the last video. It looks as if they're the 32 width pieces, but that does not take away from the map at all. This is a really fast-paced, really fun, smooth map all the way through. There's no tapering on it at all, so that's what makes it so smooth. And you have these really long, really fast turns that are all over the map, sort of going through these like ice rocks and ice pillars. Me and SoaR Stylez had a very similar style of forging back in Reach, so that's why I love all of his maps so much, as they sort of remind me of what we made in Reach. And I think me and him actually made a map going around a volcano back in Reach, and honestly it's just really fun, and he's one of the oldest forgers I know, even back when his gamertag was MLG Saviors, as maybe some of you might remember. But like all the waves and all the fast-paced turns on this map, and in the beginning there was sort of like a crossroads effect, which was really cool. So it could probably get pretty hectic, like right here, if you have a lot of people who have fallen off and who have to restart the track, and some people will definitely crash there if you have a lobby full of 16 on this map. But everything works on this map. It's great. All the rocks and all the scenery, which is all these ice rocks, are really great. So great job, SoaR Stylez. And you all knew this was coming. The Arc by Noble Forger. He was bound to make the top 3 somewhere. Now this is a really cool, it's sort of a mixed track. There's some roller coaster parts, there's a lot of terrain parts, but the biggest thing on this track is the scenery. As you saw, there was a scarab, there are like a bunch of drop pods, and I mean that's what he's remaking, is the Arc from Halo 3, is at least the level portion of that, which had scarabs. It had a lot of vehicles and drop pods and pelicans and stuff, and that's what he puts in this map. And he is easily the best aesthetic forger, I think, on this game. I mean, KSI Milkman comes close, but looking at all the stuff on this map, just the way everything is placed, all the all the trees and everything, and all the rocks, and it's sort of like in this giant crater, I think. It's sort of like a giant crater encasing the whole map. There was a few problems with the track, with some bumps and stuff, but really overall that doesn't really take away from just driving around and looking at everything. And we're coming up to the pelicans, just the massive army of pelicans here. But overall, great map, Noble Forger. This is definitely one of the best on Halo 5 right now. And on to the next map. Now talk about an underdog story here. Number 2, we have Pipe Dream by UEG REN, which is pretty amazing. I never thought I'd see him get this high up. I knew he was gonna get into the top 5 with how many votes he was getting, but to beat out the Arc by Noble Forger is just great for him. Now this map, if you can't tell, is made entirely out of like the tubes or cylinders, which gives it kind of a really cool driving effect when you're it almost feels like a water slide. If you've ever been on those like, you know, really crazy water slides where you're going up and down the tubing, that's what this feels like. And it's really fast paced all the way through. You can get some pretty high angles, especially on this turn right here. If you're not careful, you might fall off your mongoose if you go too high up. But it's very colorful, it's very fun to race on. Definitely give it a download, and on to the next map. Now last but certainly not least, at number 1 we have Egyptian Origins by Noble Forger, KSI Milkman, and SkullofDeath. This is by far my favorite map on Halo 5 right now. I absolutely love ancient Egyptian, you know, architecture and ancient Egyptian mythology and all that sort of stuff. Like, just mythology in general, like Greek and Roman. I kind of wish Roman ruins made it in this top 10, but I voted for it, but I guess not enough else people did. But you have 3 of the best aesthetic forgers in the game right now building a map together. You know it's gonna be amazing. You have the track going through all these like cool like temples and stuff, and sort of like a sphinx. I guess, yeah, that's definitely a sphinx. I'm pretty retarded when it comes to this stuff, but you get to drive all over the pyramid and everything, and I'm honestly jealous. I wish I could forge, you know, aesthetics this cool, but hey, maybe someday I'll get to their level. But that was the 1 through 5, guys. Congratulations to everybody who made it. I will see you in the next one.